The story is there is no perfect family. No perfect family. All of us have imperfect families. Every single one of us. The pastor's family at your church is imperfect. Every family has imperfections. And this is also not about blaming your mom and dad. This is not about like getting all upset at them, because guess what? They probably grew up, well, they had to have also grown up in a dysfunctional family, because all families are slightly dysfunctional, some more neurotic than others, but they probably also experienced things. So this is not about blaming your mother and your father, but we do want to uproot unhealthy, destructive family patterns, right? I mean, that just makes sense that we would uproot these unhealthy, destructive family patterns. Romans 12:2 comes to mind, and I printed it out for you. Do not conform to the pattern of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Then you will be able to test and approve what God's will is, his good, pleasing, and perfect will. So our whole goal here is to be transformed, to not stay stuck in dysfunctional, unhealthy, destructive, disrespectful family patterns. So here are just 12 questions to help you determine if a family pattern is healthy or unhealthy. Does it lead to a more loving relationship within the family, or does it lead to hurt feelings and resentment? That's a good barometer right there. Does it lead to deep, honest discussions by family members, or does it lead to family members being unwilling to share their feelings, their failures, their hopes, and their dreams? Because it's either going to open you up or shut you down, right? Does this pattern cause family members to feel safe and secure, or insecure and fearful? I mean, in my family, it was all about being insecure and fearful. Everything we did caused insecurity and fearfulness. Does it cause family members to feel pressure to prove their worth? Or are they accepted and valued for who they are? That you're just valuable. You're a valuable part of this family. Does it prompt family members to take responsibility or avoid responsibility? Simple question. Does it emotionally wound family members or build them up and encourage them? Here's an interesting one. Does it lead to resolving disagreements in a way that represents both persons' interests? Or are there clear winners and losers in the family? Because, if someone's always winning, that's dysfunctional right there. Because there's no representing everyone's interests at all. Does this pattern lead to family members loving and obeying God? Or does it lead to focus on self and worldly success? Whatever that means, right? Does it lead to maturity in family members, or to weakness and dependence? Because often in the name of love, we have enabling parents that actually cause you to stay weak and dependent because they're bailing out or whatever. Does it lead to good physical health or to health problems? There's just a quick question for you. Does it lead to peacefulness in the home or to chaos and anxiety? And last question, does the pattern lead to healthy relationships outside the family, or does the pattern cause problems in outside relationships? And yet there is hope, right? There is hope. I mean, I think for myself of how far Jesus has brought me and the healing that he's done. And yes, I mean, I'm sure I'm still carrying forward certain areas of dysfunction, but he's opened my eyes to see what some of those areas are, and slowly I've been able to heal and maybe change my ways a little bit, and it's a slow process sometimes, but there is hope. I wanted to share this scripture with you because God has the power to tear down strongholds. God has the power to tear down those strongholds. You and I really don't have so much power, but God has the power to tear down those strongholds and those negative family patterns. And it's 2 Corinthians 10:4. It says, the weapons we fight with are not the weapons of the world. On the contrary, they have divine power to demolish strongholds. And that is 2 Corinthians 10:4. Isn't that exciting? That God has the power to tear down those strongholds in your family line And we're going to become prayer warriors next week and learn some specific things that we can do to work with God in tearing down these strongholds.